Hey guys, how's it going? Daniel with DashClicks. Now, today is a cool training, like all of them, but today's a really great training because today I'm going to show you how to overcome objections and close the deal. Now, I'm not just going to give you, hey, here's a great answer for this when someone gives you an objection saying that. I'll kind of go over some examples towards the end, but what I really want to do is show you not only how to kind of rethink about what an objection technically is, what their real objection is about, dissecting that and exploring to find out what it really is that they're objecting to. Because once you take the mask off of an objection, you might be surprised to know what the real reasons is or are. So there's that, and also how to reduce objections. If you're getting a lot of objections throughout your sales structure or process, you probably have not set it up correctly, and there's probably a few things that you might be rushing or just overlooking. Okay, let's get started with overcoming objections and closing the deal. Okay, so again, with all my videos, there's an overview I want to go over so you can see exactly what we're going to go over today. All right, so the first thing is we need to really make sure that you've designed a sales process or sales structure, however you want to phrase it. It's all the same thing, essentially. Okay, we need to design a sales structure. That's the first thing you need to do. The second thing is you need to set up your DashClicks CRM. So you have not only do you have your deal structure set or designed, you now have a place or a database CRM to put your deals into to actually organize them and make sure they're in the right areas at the right time of your sales structure. Okay. The third thing is I'm going to show you how this basically reduces sales objections. And then finally, we're going to go over understanding and overcoming the objections. So like I said, the first thing is getting your sales process or stages structure put together. This is extraordinarily important because what this is going to do is allow you to focus on one area of the sales journey with that client at a time. Okay, I'll jump into more details later. What does a sales process even look like? Well, here's an example on the screen. Number one is interested or new lead. Now, this is just based off my structure that I've done before. So how this would look is if someone opts into a funnel or inquires or calls or, expresses interest, they're going to be categorized into the first column, which is interested. Now, or new lead. And that tells me that lead or person or whatever has not been contacted, but they have expressed interest. There's no calls yet. And in order for them to move to the second stage or the second column in your CRM, they need to have scheduled a discovery call with me. Okay? Once I have the discovery call with them, I'm going to move them to the discovery completed. That tells me that we have done the information gathering process. So you can kind of see how this is working, right? There's a process. I'm not rushing. I'm not doing a discovery call and then rushing right to the end and saying, hey, Jim, that's going to be $9,500 in the first call. You don't want to do that. We do discovery call completed. The fourth stage for them to move there is we get a proposal call scheduled. Okay, you can kind of see where this is going. We get the proposal call scheduled. Did they show up to the proposal call? Did we have the proposal call? Yes and yes? Great. I move them to proposal call completed. Or if I close them during the proposal call, I move them to number 7, which is closed. If they don't close on that closing call, I'm going to move them to post follow-up. So knowing where each prospect is at all times and knowing what information they have at that stage is extraordinarily important. And this by itself can reduce a ton of objections that you might typically get. Now, you're going to get some weird objections periodically, but to really control the conversation and the process, the journey of the prospect, you have to have a sales process like this or a one that's structured or designed for you. Whatever it is, depending on what you're selling, what service it is, ads or SEO or website, it just needs to be specifically designed for you based on what you're selling, okay? Let's move. Just to give you an example, if you're using the DashClicks Deal App, this is where all this processes are going to be housed. So you can see as an example here, see where it says Network 1? this is basically your stage 1 of your sales process. So stage 1 would be interested or new lead. That is what network 1 will be titled. Interested. Here's all the interested people. Stage 2 right here will be this one, discovery call scheduled. So we might call these people. Chad website. Hey Chad, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, let's get you scheduled in for a discovery call. Great, sounds good. Move them over to discovery call scheduled. The great thing, now just to clarify again, the reason why you want to get really detailed in this is because if they don't show up to the discovery call, how are you going to distinguish if they show up or not? A great bird's eye view, besides going in and checking in notes and stuff like that, is saying, did they schedule? Yes. If they showed, we'll move it and we completed the call. We're going to move them to discovery call completed. If not, we'll just say, well, they just scheduled, they never showed. We might put a note in there. Okay. So that's I want you to kind of have an understanding. That's how you can use this practically. Okay. Reduce amount of objections. Here are a few things I want to go over that not only will help you reduce the amount of objections, but really just eliminate some crazy objections and have a better shot of them not even asking you in the first place. Okay. Couple of things. This is going to sound a little funny. You might be like, Daniel, what are you talking about? But I'm just telling you, do not be overly excited. If you go into a car dealership and you get some sales rep running up to you saying, hey man, I'm super excited you're here. Man, you're going to love this car. Check this out. Your wall is going to go up of resistance and you're not going to be into that. Okay. So don't be overly excited. I would say a good rule of thumb would be, it's okay to match sort of where the client is if their personality isn't sort of extreme in either end, like excited or not excited at all. But a good medium kind of, I would say, is a good idea because you kind of want to be in control of the tone of the call. So I would just say kind of match at where they're at and get a feeling, but don't be overly excited for everything. It's not going to work. And then they're going to have a lot of objections coming your way. Number 2 is don't sell the solution too soon. If they're having a discovery call, do not sell the solution. Don't say, Jim, I already know what the problem is. We deal with this with our other clients. You need Facebook ads. It's not going to work. They're gonna say, well, you don't even know this. Well, what kind of results are you getting? It's just going to open this floodgate. Number 3 is you want to focus on dropping prospect resistance wall and draw them in. Okay, what does that mean? The sales car example I gave. If you come running up to them overly excited, their resistance wall is going to go up. You want to remove that and draw them into you. So you want to get to know them. A great example of this is, so the resistance wall's up. So why should we go with you? Based on other people. What makes you so special, right? The resistance wall's up. Let's bring it down. Well, honestly, I'm not sure you should yet. We're going to have to get a little more information and we can see if that is even, an option. I mean, I would phrase that a little more cleanly and precise than I did there, but I don't even know if it's a good idea you should leave your company yet. It's something we need to get more information about it, right? Now their wall goes down. Okay. This is how you reduce objections is if you drop their resistance wall and draw them in a way like I just gave, if the wall goes back up, that's where the objections are going to come from. So let's keep that down and say, we don't even know yet. Let's move forward. Okay. The 4th thing is build interest and credibility. That means understand the prospect situation. This is a little bit continued about putting the resistance wall down. And it also actually includes parts of don't sell the solution too soon. Building interest and credibility looks something like this. All the questions I'm asking is to get to know you. I'm trying to understand your situation. Okay, the more you dive into that realm, first of all, the more interest you get from the client, you draw them in, gives you more credibility because they start connecting the dots that you're talking about. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so you're doing that. Okay, right, we're on the same page. That builds credibility. It builds interest of them talking to you. Their resistance wall is down. You're drawing them in. You see where this is going? Okay, great. Second thing is don't rush into the price. Now, this is different from selling the solution too soon. Okay. Discovery call. Hey, that'd be $9,000. Let's do it. Like, this is our first phone call. Okay. Number 5 is more about, you've already done the proposal, and it would be an example like this. Yeah, so here's the solution. Looks like that. It works like this. And that'll be $95,000. What do you think? Okay, that's rushing into the price. If you do that, you're going to get a knee-jerk reaction. I'm going to actually go into that in just a second. But you don't want to jump into price too soon, because you're going to get knee-jerk reactions and you're going to get objections. So following just some basic things like this with understanding and just kind of having this in your mind is greatly going to reduce your objections that you receive. Okay, now let's say you do get objections, because you will. It just happens in sales. What we need to understand what's actually behind the objection. Okay, here's some things we need to think about. Always disarm. What does that mean? Always disarm is something like, the price is pretty high. It's kind of above our budget, whatever it might be. Disarming's like, is it really about the money? Okay, I understand what you're saying. Besides the money, is there any other concerns that you have? Maybe I didn't go over. You see, you're subtly moving them away and rephrasing it to really dive in, to explore. And this type of questioning does reduce their resistance wall, right? Jim, how, if you were me, how would you design this solution for you? Right? Because maybe they just don't see the benefit. It could be something more than just the price. Let's explore that. Let's work on disarming that objection and kind of diving a bit deeper. Let's explore this together. We're kind of like a team figuring out how we can move forward together in a way. That's a good way to think about it, right? Is the money the real objection? Number 3, I do the proposal and we're going to jump into the price. We don't want to rush it. So I might say, do you feel like this could be the answer for you? Right? Remember what I said before about knee-jerk reactions? If you just go jumping right into the price, or you just jump into a response to an objection, like, well, I understand, okay, I see what's going on, but why should we go with you? I understand everything you do. Why should we go with you? And you go, well, because we're the best at this and we do that and we're best at that. You're going to get knee-jerk reactions from them, right? And so you want to just stay calm, cool, and just kind of dissect the situation and really figure out why they're objecting to this. What's the real reason? Okay, here's some example situations I have here, and I'll share this with you. They might say, I need to think about it. Well, you might go, what do you have to think about, right? In your head, you're thinking, what do they have to think about? Where are they going to get the information to really make this decision? I'm the person they're going to get all the information from. So what am I missing here? So, Jim, I understand there's usually one of two things why someone says they need to think about it. First of all, it could be you're just not interested and you're just being polite. I appreciate that. Thank you. Or you are interested, but we just haven't addressed a concern quite yet. You see how, again, you're disarming, you're moving away, you're trying to just explore to see what the real reason is. Another example would be, if it was free, would you take it? Besides the money, is there any other concerns or something I didn't explain well enough? What you would like me to go over again? Taking the money out of it disarms, puts the wall down, and let's figure this out together, right? This might be sounding weird. Some of you probably have heard similarities in trainings you've done before. And some of you might be like, this is sort of different than what I've expected, because most of the time, sales being taught seem to be very control the conversation. Of course, control the conversation, ask for the money, hound them, close the deal. All right, let's get the contract. Come on, send me the money, close the deal, that type of thing. And more, let's figure this out together, right? You've built the trust, the credibility, you lowered their wall. it's kind of like a team environment. We're working on this together. By the way, what that also does, it shows them what it's like working with you, and it's enjoyable. Let's move on to a couple other ones. I think I said this before. If you were me, how would you better position a solution to fit your needs? Right? Thinking about if the money's really worth it. And the other thing too is, they might actually find that the benefit is not worth the price. And that could be a reason why they're objecting. So I would say a good thing to do is when you're finishing your proposal is always give them the control to let you know if it's okay to move forward. Okay, that's a great way to also reduce your objections. And what does that look like? So, Bill, we went through everything. Does this look like it could be the right solution for you? And he goes, yeah, I mean, it does. Okay, great. If that all sounds good to you, we can move right into the investment part. Sound good? And he goes, yeah, great, let's do it. Okay, awesome. See, very, very non-aggressive, no knee-jerk reactions, in control. The wall is down. Jim, does that seem like a good solution? Great. Now, if you don't have any other questions, any other concerns, anything else we need to go over, we can jump right into the investment. Sound good? Great. Let's do it. I'm telling you, these subtle things that you can adjust in your sales will do a handful of things. First of all, it'll reduce your objections you'll receive tremendously. It might actually make the objections trend for you in a way. You might get certain objections consistently the way you structure this. Setting up your sales process, making sure you have all your leads organized, knowing exactly where they're at, not selling too soon, always disarming, and always thinking, is this really the reason? Is money really the objection? Do they really need to go think about it? Where are they going to get all the information? They're going to get it all from me. Avoiding knee-jerk reactions. Don't go too quick. Take your time. Build the credibility. Kind of show them what it's like to work with you. All this stuff is great. It'll greatly reduce everything. And it's just going to make your sales cleaner from start to finish, start to close. Okay. Once you get to that point, then you can close the deals more consistently. And then you just know where each prospective client is at all times. And then you can control what they know. So then you have a sales team that follow up with certain columns, discovery call completed. All these people know this information. So when we follow up with them, we know how to position ourselves and what to say and what not to say. Okay. Hope this all makes sense. I hope you enjoy this training. Leave comments below. Make sure you subscribe. Turn on the bell. And I'll see you in the next training.